Hi, I'm Tim Abbott, and I've been teaching guitar for a long time, and this is one of the most popular things that I've been asked to teach. It's part of my style. Let me take you back some history a little bit. I've been playing guitar since I was a little boy, and I've been playing in bands since I was about 12, but I saw Jimi Hendrix in it, and it changed my whole perspective of guitar. Before guitar players, there was a rhythm guitar player who played chords, and the lead guitar player played the lead parts. When I saw Jimi Hendrix, he was doing both at the same time, and it blew my mind the first time I saw it. But I started analyzing it and realizing what he was doing. Some people had done bits and pieces of it before, but he took it to a whole nother level. And so I've been calling this the Hendrix technique for a long time because Jimi is really the one that made it popular. And it's a major part of my playing now. So I want to break it down. So this is going to be part one of the Hendrix technique. So let me first of all show you what the Hendrix technique is. The Hendrix technique is, as I was saying, when you combine chords and lead playing. Let me just show you an example. I'm just going to jam a little bit and use some common chords, and I want to work from the common chords to show you, because you can learn Jimi Hendrix's songs and that's great, but if you want to use his style and think like Jimi thought and be able to do this in any song, your original songs, your cover songs, whatever you want to do, you can utilize these techniques to accomplish that. So the idea is, instead of just playing chords like so that's the way we used to do it, and then the other guitar player would play some lead, some pentatonic scale. Well, Jimi, what he did was he was like, the idea is you're combining both of them. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm going to show you some of the basic fundamentals of this. It's way too much to try to cram into one section, so I just want to take some of the really beginning parts in this first video. So I'm going to be using simple chords like a C, a G, A minor, and F, but you can use this with any chords. So if you're familiar with chord shapes, this is the A shape, which is like an A chord but moved up to C. And this is like an E chord moved up to G, and of course F. And then this is an A minor. This is like first position A minor. It's a bar chord on the 5th fret using the minor shape. So what we're going to do to begin with is combine those chords with the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale is, people call it the rock scale, the pentatonic scale, the blues scale. It's all the same thing. It's the 5 notes in the scale with the flatted 3rd and the flatted 7th to create that bluesy rock sound. So what I want to show you first is, if you're playing this C shape, you can change it to a G shape. So it's just like a G chord in first position, but instead of this chord, we would change to this chord. And what that does for you is gives you the freedom to, so we can utilize the pentatonic scale while you're playing the chords. So let's just do a short example of that. So if I'm playing C, so what I'm doing is I'm holding the chord as much as I can while I'm playing the scale. So I have chord ringing behind me, and that's a really important part of the Hendrix technique, is the idea of a ringing chord, or if you get more advanced, you can actually be doing a rhythm. And again, I'm just jamming this stuff. This all just kind of pops out of me because I've been doing it for so long. So you can use that pentatonic shape for the C chord, which we're doing the G shape now, or the A minor. So let's put it together now. Let me play the chord progression. We're going to start with C, G. Let me just go around with it. A minor and F. In there just to keep it interesting, but let's start to add some of the Jimi Hendrix technique to it now. So I'm going to start with the C, G, so you see how it all starts to come together. Now part of the technique is being able to utilize what Jimmy did with some of his runs. He added those hammer-ons to it, or you can add pull-offs to it. So that's the idea of it. And this is, like I said, the first part of it. We're just using the pentatonic scale in the beginning. Later on, there are other scales you can utilize with it. Just to give you a little preview of what's going to come up in part 2 of this Hendrix technique. There'll be more of the techniques that Jimmy used, but also some of the other chord shapes. Like one of the other chord shapes that are used a lot is the C chord, but if you put a bar behind it, it becomes like a D and an E. So if I was going to stay in the key of C, I could do this. I could use the C, A minor, G. I could do, this is a G. So that's the kind of idea. There's a lot of freedom in this. And what I've noticed with most of my students and people I see out playing is they're strummers, guys that just play chords, and it's not that interesting. It's okay, it's great for singing along with, but if you want to add some interest, you can either create fills, you can create solos with this technique. There's a lot of the groups that I play with, I'm the only guitar player. When I played the Chocolate Watch Band, there's another guitar player with me, but when I'm doing a lot of the other things that I do, I'm the only guitar player, so I have to kind of play both parts. So this is great for doing that. So this is a really versatile technique to utilize. So just a kind of a review, we're going to just focus right now on the pentatonic scale. Now, of course, you can move that around anywhere you want. It's like if we wanted to play, in the key of D, we just raise everything up a whole step, and we're going to play in a B pentatonic. So this moves around anywhere on the neck. So D, A, and then B minor. So there's so much you can do with it, but this is the beginning, and I think want to work on this part to start with, and then we'll launch you into part 2 on the next video. Thanks so much for joining me, and good playing.